I did make some mistakes along the way in terms of my art, but they were not willful mistakes. They were mistakes that are made when you're young. They're mistakes that are made when you're naive. They're mistakes that are made when you don't understand what's going on. But I was trying to. I've never been a person who made a bunch of mistakes, for starters. And so I didn't make many mistakes, but I made a couple of things that were absolutely 100% well intended. My heart and my motivation was absolutely in the right place, and I just gave a lot of love and a lot of culture to the wrong people and to the wrong situations. I was already being exploited before any of this occurred. It's just that my ambition, trying to find my own way, trying to stabilize my independence, would later reveal the questions, the answers to the questions that I had, and the questions about why my work wasn't moving along faster, why nobody was giving me the break that I deserved. Well, they were oppressing me. I found out that my relatives, my own kinfolks, my people, my family, was involved in trying to rob me of my life. Nobody in my family ever supported my art. Nobody invested anything in any supplies. They did not care anything about what I was doing really, except whether or not they might have the option of getting some money or something off of my name. My oldest little sister has some pieces of my work. She did contribute to me over the duration. Our relationship was strained because of the kinds of familial issues that we had. But when I needed just a little something to keep going, she would dig down deep even when she didn't have it and help me make sure that I would have enough to just get by, to survive the conditions, even as she did not understand what was going on or really understand what art was all about. My family has always kind of been willing to exploit one another, hurt one another, take from one another. They've always done it. And when you look at the families that succeed, how they succeed, why they succeed, how they support one another, how they illustrate love, how it's an endured passion for making sure everybody's okay. I didn't have any of that. I went out and achieved on my own. I made my own way. I made it out of circumstances that one in millions of people make it out of. And nobody could explain how I did that because so few people in my family show any indication of the kinds of gifts that I had. I made the mistake of writing my relatives and my family into some of my earlier life as an artist without them ever having supported my work, without them ever having purchased my work, without them ever caring about my work or me. But I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to take what I knew how to do and the accomplishments and achievements that I was able to get gradually, step by step, and include my family and build a family like the ideal family I envisioned could be. But when your people don't care about anything, when your people have a history of violence and hyper-violence, hyper-dysfunction, when your people have a history of crime, when they don't display any type of real sense of love and security for their own people, when they're willing to rob, kill, and steal from their own people, there's something to be said for that. And I wonder if the white side of the Radney family has made any contribution to how this has played out. Because they've been invisible to us, but I know they're here. And everybody else knows they're here. Were they trying to keep history from being known? Were they trying to own slaves indirectly? Were they embarrassed because of the circumstances? What happened here? I took hold of my own life and my own history And here I am. And this is one of the stories of the century. And I want to share it with my whole country and the whole world.